What's going on, guys? This is John Roberchek, and you're on the Marcus Deegan Show.
The Marcus Deegan Show. What's the story, guys? Welcome to another episode of the pod. I'm your host, Marcus Deegan, shooting from Las Vegas. With Las Vegas, you got to learn how to drive, man. You got to learn how to drive. I don't know what's going on. I've drove in Mexico City, drunk in Mexico City, and I'm beginning to think that Las Vegas drivers are just a little bit worse. Now, I'm not saying it's anyone in particular, but there's a lot of you. Good to have you here back on the show, listening. If it's on Spotify, watching. If you're on YouTube, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share, tell your mates. Got a Las Vegas local on the show today. Actually, a good mate of mine from back in the day.
Way back.
Way back in the day. Way back in the day. We've been through a few different scenarios together over the years, and we're going to talk about that today. He's a gentleman that I've known for a long time. He's a celebrity bodyguard. He's a Las Vegas cop, general badass. My main man, as I have him in my phone, John TMT. What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Good, man. Good to see you. You're always in fucking shape.
I mean, you gotta be.
You're always in shape. Like when you pull someone over and you get out of the car, the first thing the person must be thinking is, oh, fuck, look at this guy.
You would think so, but the majority of the time, they test the bigger dudes.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Usually with the mouth first, and then they'll chirp and do all that shit, and then, oh, you're only tough because you have that badge, Mike, dude.
Yeah. Are they normally intoxicated when they're...
No.
Really? So do you think that people have got this little more of an edge to talk to cops the way they do now because of these First Amendment audit videos that are out online?
I think it's that, and you see so many people getting away with things as far as how they're talking to people, what they're saying, and like no one's doing anything because everyone's like free speech, et cetera, et cetera. But it's like so many people are just free with their words, and they're not. The repercussions is the problem. So if there's no repercussions for it, people get away with it all the time.
So
keep doing it.
Like you're talking about like online and stuff like that.
Everything.
Yeah, it's come to a place where, people can say whatever they want. And
Yep.
like you said, there's got to be consequences for it. Is it more dangerous being a cop now than what it was when you first started?
Oh, for sure.
Really? What's a couple of things that make it more dangerous? Because there's a lot more criminals or like what?
It's a lot younger generation now, which is kind of scary. It's like middle school to high school.
Really?
Yeah, and like because the OGs are usually in jail still or whatnot, so they're recruiting younger. So middle school, even elementary school, middle school, high school, they'll start them off young and they'll kind of groom them, and then eventually, they see the money, they see this, that, the other, the power, and then they like it. And a lot of them come from unfortunate, like broken homes. So to them, a family situation, some power, money, that's a huge, huge, thing that they're looking at.
Yeah, so
that they don't get at home.
it's kind of like environment. You kind of
Yep.
you become where you are, what your environment is. You're a product
Yep.
of your environment. Is North Las Vegas still primarily, a place for a lot of crime, or is it? I don't know if it is anymore. And if it is, where is the areas that you would maybe tell people, hey, probably don't go around this area?
Definitely North Las Vegas still.
Yeah.
Both east and west is usually a little more quieter. Just depends on kind of where you go. It just depends. It varies all the time. Sometimes some parts on the east side, like east of the 15, that gets a little rough too. Like I always tell tourists when they're here, when you're on the Strip and Fremont, stay on the Strip or close to the Strip. 'Cause when you start veering off, especially at night, a couple streets this way, a couple streets that way, starts to get a little sketchy. And there's a lot more homeless than we've seen than the last couple of years.
The economy has obviously
Yeah.
had a lot to do with that. No, I just kind of I like to watch a lot of these cop shows and stuff like that. And me and my girl were watching one the other day, and it was just one cop on his own, and he pulled up somewhere, and he had to go into this abandoned place, and he was on his own. Obviously, he was calling for backup, but he was by himself walking into an unknown fucking place. It was dark, and I was just thinking to myself, you got to have a lot of balls to be a cop. You got to have some cast iron nuts to be a cop. Do you ever get afraid when you're on a call, going to a call, or is the adrenaline and your training pushes fear out of the way?
Oh, at least for me, like I don't really know. It's kind of weird. So I don't get scared till when it's all done and calm down. I'm like, oh shit, that was a rough situation. But like usually when you get a call, whatever it is, you're thinking about, okay, what is this person probably doing? Why are they upset? What's the situation? You're not thinking about, oh shit, this could be really dangerous. And then you go through the motions, you do your thing, look for the person. You worry about what's around you, not so much what kind of a situation is as far as like, is it dangerous? Is it not dangerous? You're just trying to handle your job.
Right.
But then when it's all said and done, you take a seat. Sometimes you're like, you get a whiff, like, man, that could have been pretty bad if this happened or that happened or whatever the case is.
Can you turn it off being a cop? Can you turn that?
Nah. Especially with the history, I have. Like, going from, bodyguarding, all this, always looking at people, looking at pockets, looking at hand, everything, to being a cop. You're doing the same thing, but on a much higher level. It's stressful, honestly.
That's what I was going to say. There's got to be a lot of stress involved with that, and like mental head fucks that go along with it, like the baggage that probably comes along with not only what you have to do, but I'm assuming with the things that you've seen.
Oh yeah.
As a normal human, I don't think that we're built to see those kind of horrible things. Tragic things that you probably see as a cop. How do you get over that? Or how do you, like, when you walk into a room and see that someone's been killed, how do you not like just cry, or like how do you?
That goes back to what I just said too. Like, in the current situation, you're worrying about what's going on. Okay?
Right.
You see everything like, okay, that's a bad situation. You go through the whole scenario and whatnot, but then when you take a step back, like, man, that was rough. Like, seeing them or seeing that person, or sometimes unfortunately we see kids and stuff, and that's like the worst thing too.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question.
And that'll tear you up. And you never really let go, I guess you can say, because it's always there. You can learn to like suppress it.
Yeah.
But suppressing it isn't always good either, because then certain situations could
pop
bring
it
out.
off.
Yeah.
And then you can react, which can probably maybe affect your, I don't want to say you like that. Those kind of things could affect the way that you are as a police officer, right?
Yeah.
That can be detrimental to you, right?
Yeah, and some people usually have a hard time dealing with life outside of policing, because they've been in it so long, they're so used to doing things.
They're pulling people over after they've retired.
Yeah. But even just like normal conversations with people, your mind is like, okay, if he tries to come at me, what am I going to do?
Right.
Even though it's probably that situation has nothing to do at all with what's going on. Okay, where's his hands? Why is his hands in his pocket? Does he have a knife in the pocket? It's like stuff you don't turn off. It's rough. And honestly, sleep is like a major issue.
Do you think that's why like a lot of cops have drug problems and have like they end their life, and because the stress? I know that my dad was a CO for 30 years.
Mm-hmm. That's rough too.
Yeah, I mean, all those line of law enforcement are definitely rough. What would you say is more difficult, being a celebrity bodyguard or being a cop?
Oh man, those are two completely different things.
Really?
Yeah. So being a cop, when you leave the job for the day, you're still kind of in the back of your mind, just like situations, right? With bodyguarding, you are on him like glue all the time. So if something happens to him, guess whose problem it is? That's on you or me or whatever the case is, So you're always checking, like, and especially with celebrities, everyone outside of their circle, even some people in their circle, are always looking to get a one-up, or, hey, what can I do to benefit myself more than him? Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Which is, most bullshit happens inside the circle, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're most famously known for not only being part of an American Storm and a very handsome, muscular.
That's where we met.
That's right. That's right. Now, does a lot of the people in your department know that you used to do that?
Yeah.
They do. They all know.
So,
do they give you a hard time about it? Like throw G-strings in your locker and stuff like that?
No, not that. But sometimes they'll make comments. It's all in good fun. I don't care. Don't bother me.
Yeah.
I had a blast doing it.
Now, how long did you do it for?
4 years.
Yeah. So it wasn't really a huge part of your life, but it was definitely an impactful part of your life, right? You learn a lot doing that.
Sure.
You meet a lot of chicks.
So fun.
It's a lot of fun doing it.
Fun.
And where were you guys performing at? You at that back in those days, you were on the strip.
No, we were at Planet Hollywood for a little while.
Planet Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's right. With Josh and was Josh there?
Yeah, Josh was there. You remember
Tony and Terry?
Andrew?
And
Tony and Terry, the shit. Tommy.
Yep. Tommy. Yep. Tommy's still around.
And the funny part is, like, everyone thinks that we partied so much. Like, nobody really partied.
No,
because
you're working so much, and everyone's trying to be in shape.
Exactly, and like no one wants to deal with the bullshit outside of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so most of us did our show and then went home, or we went out to eat together, ate some healthy meal, and went and took off.
Yeah.
Or,
So what were you before that? Were you a cop before?
No.
So you became a cop after you left?
After everything.
So you finished the stripping career, and why did you finish that? Just because the show ended?
I mean, let's be honest. Long term, I was thinking, like, okay, really, is this gonna fucking last 15, 20? Even if it does, what am I gonna do after that? So
Right.
what am I gonna do show for? Oh, you look on your resume, oh, this guy was an American Storm performer. Cool, let's hire him. Like, that's usually not the case.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I just thought long term, like, what do I want to do? I want to do something fun, exciting. And I did a ride along with one of my buddies. And I swear to God, the minute we ran lights and sirens somewhere, I'm like, fuck yeah, that's what I want to do.
Really? And how long did it take you to become a cop?
Ooh, it honestly took me 3 times.
Really?
Most people don't get on the first or second try because they want to see people like, if they really want to do the job, they're coming back a second, third time if they don't get hired the first couple times.
I heard it's not an easy test either. It's
Nah.
pretty difficult.
Nah, dude, and take it from me, I'm not a book guy at all.
Yeah.
So even studying my ass off, I fucking squeaked by.
So how do you remember all the codes?
Honestly, that's the easy part.
Really? I would think, oh, we got a 1037 or we imagine if you fucked it up,
that's
like
something
you
you
said
do
the
every
wrong
day.
code.
That's something you do every day. And people do fuck it up, and then all of a sudden that could really fuck up the situation.
Right, you got guys coming in there,
Dude.
guns drawn because they think it's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
215 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's the hardest part is the verbiage and the exact details of every law, whatever. But when you're rolling like that and you're used to hearing those codes, that's like second nature. You can rattle stuff off on the radio, no problem.
Yeah.
It's just things that you don't do very often started to become a little more,
How do you stop yourself from you go into a house and you see some kid that's not getting fed properly and the dad's a fucking degenerate? How do you stop yourself from making it personal and getting some kind of personal?
Well, you know me and my
yeah.
Anger issues to a certain point.
Do you still have those anger issues?
No, I'm suppressed a lot. Honestly, my wife's helped me out so much.
Hey, a good woman.
Huge,
dude,
huge.
A good woman always doesn't mind. Did it to me as well.
Yeah, huge difference. So she kind of calms me down a little. If I get out of line, she'll keep me in line.
Yeah, right.
Which is good. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I still have those times where I really want to just
smash someone.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
But it's like, you got to think long term. Is this going to fuck up my career? Or is it going to,
Because I know that you were kind of like battling with your career there. With like you kind of didn't know if you wanted to still be a cop, and then you kind of did, and then you didn't know. Where are you at with it now?
I mean, it's fun. It's just, to be honest, it's getting really hard to do the job, just with the atmosphere and people, and it's just totally different from when I first started.
Yeah.
I mean, I still like helping people. I still like, the adrenaline rushes, all that stuff. But it's it's getting harder and harder, and we need people so bad. So like. It's hard for us to find good people.
I know that you can't mention your department, but what's your specific role? Like, do you have a certain role?
I'm on patrol,
Yeah.
just like anyone else, pretty much. Just call, go to different calls. I was helping out with gang stuff for a while, so that was fun. That was probably one of my funnest jobs. But serious situations and stuff, we respond to. So it's like, I mean, everyone responds to certain calls, but there's certain ones that they call.
That they call you?
Yeah.
Specifically you?
Me and my squad, yeah.
So
we handle it.
Does yours have a secret name or anything like that?
No, we did. Well, I can't.
You can't say what it is.
No. We had a low key patch that we made, but we can't.
So when you guys talk about, there's that blue line of honor and you guys are all brothers, is that how it is? Like you back the boys in blue all the way? Like
even if you don't like, because everyone's got a fucking family at the end of the day. Like
Right.
you don't want to have to have someone go to that family's house and say, hey, your dad, your brother, your husband's not coming home today.
Have you had to do that before?
It's terrible.
So specifically, do you have to do that?
No, I don't know. Usually it's, either command staff or something that's,
I mean, that's got to be.
It's even thinking about it. Like
it's even thinking about some kind of getting me choked up as well.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Because how do you look at, I'll give you an example. I'm not going to say who it is, but a buddy of mine, his ex-wife was a cop, right? She was battling some stuff. She ended up passing away, and I was really close to, because I played hockey with him, and so I was really close to her, his daughter, right? So she called me Uncle John all the time, and so I was kind of around that area whenever Mom passed away, and so for her to like say, where's mommy? It's like, even now thinking about it, it's like, dude, what do you fucking say?
Yeah.
What do you even do? Like. And that's the part that sucks. Like, you got to learn to choke that down. And, I mean, there's a time for it. Don't get me wrong. But there's a time where you got to be stronger and tell, hey, mommy's,
not coming home. I mean, once again.
He took it pretty hard, too, which, of course, rightfully so.
Oh, of course. This is the side of, cops that people don't normally see. The emotion and, the difficulties that you guys have to do that a normal human being in their right mind not only wouldn't do it, but couldn't do it.
Yeah. And that's the thing I try to get people to understand. Like, yeah, we're police officers. We have a role, right? But when all those situations go down, like we're human too. Like, if I'm battling something at home, with my wife or so, what I mean? Someone's always got situations, just like anyone else in the world. Don't fuck with someone because you don't know how their day is going.
Yeah.
They could be having a shit day and on the verge.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just gotta. It's tough because everyone. I mean, the society holds us on a higher pedestal because we're supposed to uphold the law, but it's like we're human too. We make mistakes too. But it's everyone who I work with, like they put on this thing like they're tough. So it's when you're put in that situation where you always have to feel like you can't show anything, it's rough and it builds up. And so sometimes it getting out might not get out the right way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So what would be your advice to people that don't like cops for one, and for instance get pulled over by one? If they don't like cops, what's the best thing to do in your eyes just to make everything go fucking smoothly?
I mean, everyone can be having a bad day. I'm not saying that's right or wrong but when you get pulled over, I always tell people just do what they say. 90% of the time, like I know for me, I don't like giving tickets.
Yeah.
It's not my thing. As long as like, hey dude, you're cool. Just don't do this again, blah 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 blah.
Do you do that a lot? Do you like, come on man, fuck.
Yeah. I don't like to hem people up because then, they're having a bad day that could turn into something else for them. It's like not good. It's like a continuous effect, but I was, just let them know what they did wrong. Like, dude, don't do it again. Okay, get out of here. Have a nice day. Be safe. But just listen to what he's saying, or the cop is he or she is saying, and just do what you're told. And honestly, as long as you do that, 90% of the time you're out of there in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, there are people that know they got, they're doing something they're not supposed to. They kind of
So just comply and be polite, really, right?
Yeah. And I'm not saying there aren't some bad apples just like anywhere else.
Right.
So.
And I think once again, society tends to judge hey, come on, Marcus, spit it out. They tend to judge a minority as a majority. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't. Once again, you can't judge a few bad apples by the whole bunch because most police officers are great.
We're trying to do the right thing at the end of the day.
Trying to do the right thing. How do you deal with it when you like pull over a friend, or you find it? Has that ever happened to you?
Pull over a friend?
Yeah, or
no.
or anyone that you know?
No.
That would be.
And even if I did, I would not bust it out right now.
You wouldn't? Yeah.
No, because I mean,
there's a certain you got to say a certain
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm pretty much the same with everyone. Whether it's my friend or not, legit. Like, dude, you fucked up. This is what you did. Don't do it again, and get out of here. Be safe. Don't do it again.
Yeah.
I do that to everyone.
Right.
Obviously, it's funnier when it's someone I know because then it's like, and they see me walking up on the car. They're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
They don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then they meet you and they realize how much of a nice guy you are.
Yeah. And that's what everyone thinks I'm an asshole. I'm like, dude.
Well, I think your general appearance, you're in shape, you've got tattoos, and people just generally think this guy's got to be a fucking angry cunt. Right?
Yeah.
And he can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with you were we'll get circling back real quick to being Floyd Mayweather's bodyguard.
Yeah.
You and I remember, right? Do you remember when I had seen you when I pranked Floyd when I came in dressed as Conor?
Yes.
So for those of you
that was at a signing, I think, right?
Yeah, it was an autograph signing.
Yep.
They ushered me in through the back way and brought me ahead of the 1,500 people that were in line.
Oh yeah.
I was dressed as Conor. And I think I got Floyd for about 5 seconds. We kind of I walked into this little area where Floyd was doing all the autographs, and he kind of saw me and went, "Hey, all right, you got me for a minute." And then he goes, "Nice suit. That's good. You look good. You look good."
Bro,
nice
you were
suit."
on point with that. Let me tell you, you were on point with that.
Yeah, that was fun. So talk about being a bodyguard for Floyd. For starters, how do you even get that gig?
Honestly, I had one of my best friends. I won't say his name, but he was with him for a long time.
Do I know him?
Oh yeah, he was there.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
Italian dude, Persian dude.
Yeah.
One of my best friends in the world. So he was already so him and I got to talking again. He's like, hey dude, you want to tag along? I'm like, hell yeah. I was like, no way. I thought he was bullshitting me at first, but ended up working out that way. But usually it's hard to get in that.
That circle of celebrity bodyguarding because it's so particular, right? Especially because he's the highest. Now, why does he have so many bodyguards around him when, for instance, there's other big celebrities that don't?
There's just so much going on. I mean, he's just got so much going on. You know what I mean? It's like if you have one, I always tell people you need to have at least 2 or 3 minimum, because one dude on him all the time, and at least one dude watching everyone else, or 2 dudes watching everyone. Because there's a lot going on. Even like, say you're walking by yourself in a mall, right? And you pay attention for 5 minutes to everyone else around you. There's a million things going on, a million things that could go wrong that you don't realize. So that's why I think he's got, he's got certain things that he keeps with him all the time.
Yep.
So he's got to have those, watched and stuff, and people watched, and he usually, moves with a large entourage too. So
And he always has a lot of cash on him at all times, does he?
not all times, but a good amount.
So, I mean, has it ever got to a stage where you guys have had to intervene with Floyd, or does people just go, those 4 guys are the biggest motherfuckers I've ever seen. I ain't going anywhere near it.
Usually if we have to get involved, when we get involved, they kind of chill out and like, oh, I fucked up. Maybe I should back up, because all of a sudden, someone that you could just be intervening with one bodyguard.
Yeah.
But then as soon as they know everyone else is popping off, you get like a swarm. So all of a sudden you got like 5 big dudes up in your face saying, "What are you fucking doing, dude?"
Yeah. And what would be something that would cause, a scenario like that? Someone break through the barrier?
Yeah, people just don't respect, his what's the word?
His status?
Not so much, like his personal time,
Right?
or even his personal space. You
Yeah.
know me, I hate when people are in my personal space. It bugs the fuck out of me.
Well, that's probably coming back to your training as well, right? You're
Not just, I just don't like get out of my bubble, dude. Back the fuck up.
Yeah. That's not a real person behind you, by the way. That's a
I know.
cardboard cutout. I saw you looking a little bit nervous. You already
Give him a couple
checked it
of
out.
stamps a little bit. But it's just people get really pushy with like picture. It's not hard, and Floyd tells people this. It's not hard. Say, hey, ask. Can I get a picture?
Yeah.
It's the simplest thing to do. But a lot of people don't like to do that. They just want to run up, try and get a quick picture, or don't ever reach in. Like I always tell people, you're gonna get your arm broke.
Right. What about when Jake Paul stole his hat?
Ooh, I wasn't there for that one.
No, you weren't there for that one.
No, I was not.
However, you have bodyguarded his brother, Logan Paul. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Is that something that you're allowed to talk about?
I mean, Logan's awesome.
Yeah.
I love the dude.
Right.
He was probably, I loved working for him. He was awesome.
Yeah.
He was super cool.
You guys were at the UFC together, right?
Yeah.
That must have been a fucking bonus getting to sit right down
dude,
the
it was
front.
awesome. But perfect example, in situations like that, you're not so much worried about, wow, I'm at a UFC
Because
event.
you can't, can you?
can't. No. You got to worry about him and make sure he's safe and his people get to where they need to be. I love it. It's cool because you get to see all these cool places and events and stuff. But your primary reason is for him to make sure no one
Now,
messes with him.
is there good money in that? Because you're essentially putting your life on the line for a celebrity
Yeah.
that wouldn't put their life on the line for you. So that, once again, these bodyguards are in a different kind of category, like the police, like the special forces, like these guys that are in these high stress level jobs. So with Floyd, is he as he is when you see him, or like how you see him on TV, very straightforward, very stone faced? Is he like that in person?
I always tell people Floyd gets a bad rap, and I don't understand why. I mean, I understand certain things. I understand he's got to have this, his look on TV. He's got to be professional. He does that thing. But if I always tell people, if you knew Floyd outside of on TV, he's one of the nicest dudes you'll ever meet.
Yeah, I tell people that about Conor as well.
He treats you like a friend.
Yeah.
He treats you like his brother or sister.
Yeah.
So I hate when people start talking shit about him, because it's like, dude, you don't even know him. All you see is one side.
Right. Yeah.
Everyone's got a different side.
Absolutely.
Depending on the time.
I say the same thing about Conor as well. Like
Yeah.
if you knew him outside what you see on TV, he's the nicest guy ever.
I mean, look how busy they are. They have to have some kind of level of,
So why do you think these celebrities keep the same security team around? Is it because
loyalty.
loyalty?
And you got to earn that.
And obviously, you may see things that the general public doesn't see that you have to keep, in that vault, because it could even potentially ruin careers, right?
Oh yeah. For sure. So that part's kind of tough, but you know what I mean? Like, luckily the people I was bodyguarding for were very respectful of that. So if they, whatever they did outside of like a certain good or bad situation, it's usually by themselves, and they wouldn't so much allow other people to be
in the
yeah.
You just be
Because
outside.
then it puts them in a bad situation.
Just be outside the door.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Nothing.
Yeah. See, there you
The
go.
door's shut. He's back there. We're all good.
Yeah. Is my guest Lana? Is my guest on?
Yeah, but he is, but I can't. His video's not on.
Okay.
But he's on here.
Okay.
I invite him in.
Okay, Charles. I don't know if you can hear me, but we can't see you, so you need to switch your video on. There's me. Oh, there he is. I can see him now. Can you hit? Yeah, there he is, Lana. He's just my lovely engineer. Is just going to patch you through. He's going to patch you through, Charles. Okay, so I'm gonna hang up from here. He said, she said, oh, no, is that my phone you're hearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me take. Can I hear? Oh wait.
This is the beauty of technology. I can just bring people in on Zoom now, you know.
Yeah.
Let me fix him really quick.
Yeah.
Get him resized real.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it was crazy time. So many crazy things I've seen, and it was a good time. I mean,
Are you on call 24/7 when you're a body?
Okay, depending on the person. So now we're talking about, pay depends on the person. Not everyone's paid the same.
Really?
Depends on the celebrity, what they're willing to pay, what you're getting out of that bodyguard. There's another really A-list that I was bodyguarding for. He told me not to say anything.
Yeah.
But he's up there with the
big wigs.
the Kim K's and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just depends, man. Like, everyone gets paid different. It could be a salary thing. It could be per hour. It could be whatever. It just depends.
And when you say there's certain people have certain jobs, like some people are just
Some people do more than what you see.
right. So you have your two like main bodyguards that stick with you. Is there like two main dudes and then
Sometimes there's more. Someone will
Right.
be bodyguarding, driving, paying for everything all at once. So,
Right.
I mean, you can have
sorting out the
lot of
hotels?
responsibility.
So it's not just bodyguarding. You're booking hotels.
We go there ahead of everyone else before anyone else gets there.
and like sort the
Set
floor
everything
out.
Get all the, if it's at a hotel, get all the hotel keys, all this stuff. It's a lot.
Well, I've got a buddy of mine that I'm bringing in. This guy's helped me out a lot, so I want to talk to him about his business. I want to talk to him about his former career, and I want to talk about something really cool that he just did for me and my family. And I believe we've got him on Zoom right now. Lord of War, my main man, Charles Jones. What's up, brother?
What's going on, brother?
Good to see you, man. Thanks for popping in today. Were you listening to our stories over here?
Yeah, it's awesome. Being law enforcement, everything he said is just ringing true in my head.
Bringing some memories back for you. How long? Tell us a little bit about your career.
So I was a police officer here in Maryland for about 13 years. I did patrol. I did TPU. I did CID, which is undercover. I did a lot of stuff.
And what made you get into law enforcement?
Something I always wanted to do. I knew very, very young, watching cops. It just kind of said, that's what I want to do.
Do you agree with what John was saying? How there's a lot of things that people don't know about cops, and then trying to separate your police life to your normal life. How do you transition out of being a cop and into doing what you're doing?
It's really difficult. I mean, a lot of what I learned from the police department I've taken with me, just being able to stay cool, calm, and collected in situations when other people can't. But you definitely take a lot of the stories and the calls and such, like he was saying, with you, especially with the kids, you see a lot of police officers.
So I suppose even though you guys don't know each other and have never met, that you have a similar bond, even though you're in different states because of your career. Would you agree with that?
Hell yeah.
Oh, 100%. One thing that's funny is police always know police. So if I saw him walking down the street, say he's a cop or he was a cop,
Yeah.
guarantee it.
I guarantee you, if we were together, we'd share stories within minutes.
Yeah, and you probably have a lot of similar stories together as well, right?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you doing? What are you doing now, Charles? Tell everybody what's going on. I mean, I know that you now have sprung into being an entrepreneur, a businessman, and you've got a bunch of different businesses, and they're doing really successfully. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So a couple different businesses. I'm what a lot of people call a serial entrepreneur. So we've got Jones Securities LLC. We're one of the premier suppliers of ammunition and components in the industry, meaning that if you go online to buy ammo, I sell it to those guys. manufacturers. If you're making ammo, I sell you the components, primers, powders, everything else. Another company you might know, I've partnered with, invest in Savage Sip Coffee Company. That's one of my new ventures. We have a full service law enforcement veteran owned, be myself, insurance agency, and a couple other ventures, studio production company in California. I'm all over the place.
So what inspires you to dip your wick in so many different pots? Like they're all kind of, you know what I mean? It's kind of all different fields there. What's the inspiration behind that?
It's just people, if it's something that I see, for instance, with the insurance company, is a retired police officer as well. He sold me on insurance, and I loved what he had to say and what he had to do. And it was just a conversation of, he didn't have the means or finances to do it. Fortunately, I did. And I said, let's go ahead and do it. I'll invest in the company. You run it. I'll do the marketing side, and let's go. If it makes $1, it makes sense.
If it makes $1, it makes sense. What would you say is your favorite business so far that you do, Charles?
Absolutely, the ammunition side. I love it. It's been 11 years strong. I get to travel a lot. SHOT Show, which I'll see you at this year, is my favorite ever. And you just get to meet people. And I'll tell everybody, my biggest saying with everybody is, my network is my net worth. And right now, my network is pretty big.
That's unbelievable.
You get some ammo from him.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the way that me and Charles have connected was obviously through social media, and we have similar interests. We know a couple of similar people, and I referred back to him with some personal home protection issues that I was having, and this amazing man was fortunate enough to not only supply me but send me a beautiful new home protection unit. Ooh. So I just want to say, Charles, I really do appreciate that, because even the thought of it coming has dropped a lot of the anxiety in the house. So I wanted to extend a huge thanks to you for doing that. You went out of your way to do it. You don't even know me from Adam, and you went out of your way and spent, your own money to send me this beautiful home protection unit. Can I say gun on? I can say gun on a podcast. Of course I can.
Shoddy.
So yeah, beautiful shotgun. So I want to thank you so much for that, brother. I really appreciate it.
No, it's my pleasure, man. Like I said, I do things for good people. You're a good person. You meet good people, you just know it, and you just do things not for anything other than just taking care of people.
So I'm really enjoying your shirt there.
Oh yeah.
So we could go down that rabbit hole of the destruction of the country. I was talking to John earlier on, and he said that crime has definitely increased in the last few years, and even more so in the last 3 years since the Democratic Party has taken over running the country. Do you think it's that it's essential in this day and age for households to be armed with protection units?
100%, because a well-armed society is a safe society, regardless of what people say. We teach in one of my businesses. We teach CCW classes, which enables you to get your firearm and carry your firearm. And I was in Texas for a year when I had another business out there, and everybody carried. So it's really important, because I always tell everybody, it's going to be somebody, but it ain't going to be me.
Exactly.
Yeah. And does it scare you when you see what's going on in, obviously, firstly, it started with Russia and Ukraine, and now it's heading over to Palestine and Israel. When you see those sort of conflicts happening, does that add your heightened awareness, because this potentially could happen in America?
It does. It really does. But I'm in a very unique situation where, I'm concerned for everybody's safety, but I'm also honestly thinking it's a lot more money for me, because it's in the realm of what I do.
Yeah.
Right.
He's not wrong.
No. Well, that was going to be my next question. Business is doing good lately, is it, Charles?
It really is. I mean, like I said, we supply all the major retailers. So, there's a couple calibers specifically that have increased, because that's what they use in the time of war. There's a major manufacturer that's well known to everybody. I won't plug them because I'm not their biggest fan, but they supply the military specifically. And when they do, calibers get a lot harder to get, and it makes the prices go up, and makes my job a little harder, but also a lot more fun.
Where are you situated, mate? And how can people find you?
Yeah, we're in Maryland right now. I've got warehouses all over the country. Montana, Texas. We have one in San Luis Potosi, Mexico, because we import from there. But I'm located here in Gambles, Maryland. Also, what we've done is, I know people love, and I'll use the word gun shows. So we've built the largest two-way walk-through warehouse right here in Gambles, Maryland. If you don't mind me plugging an address, 750 Maryland Route 3 South, Suite 17 in Gambles, Maryland. Every Saturday, we have a gun store, and you walk through 4,000 square feet of nothing but ammo and a lot of fun.
Look,
Like Walmart. Yeah.
John was looking really happy when you were describing that.
I'll be there.
Is that something you would go to?
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Yeah. What you're fascinated with your weapons, and you're not. When I say fascinated, well, I wouldn't. Is it that? What's the right word?
I mean, he can probably, you know,
attest to it.
yeah. But when you get a new weapon, you want to take that thing apart. You want to see what it's all about. Shoot it right then and there. But most of the time, unless you're at a range, you can't be popping off rounds.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's something new. It could be the same. It could be the same, a different color as one you already have. But because it's different color, you want to take it apart.
Is that right, Charles?
That's 100%. I've got 107 firearms right now, and they're all my babies.
Yeah.
So this is going to be my first firearm ever. 53 years old. You know, Australian isn't a way of gun culture.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me a few advices on kind of what's the first few things I should do to maybe drop the anxiety that my wife is having of having a weapon in the home, Charles?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the biggest thing is to familiarize.
Oh no.
Did we lose him?
Yeah.
We lost him?
Yeah.
All right. Well, if he pops back in, just let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure like what Charles was saying is like you want to familiarize yourself with it because you don't want to have it for 2-3 years and never shot it before. You don't know how it's going to react, how your body's going to react to it. It's a huge. I mean, especially if you've never shot one before or not familiar with it, you got to get to know that weapon system because it's a big deal.
I believe he sent me that one because it's pretty much standard point and shoot, point, rack, and shoot. Once again, hopefully never have to use it, but I suppose it gives you a added sense of security having one in the house. Now I know Lana you're completely against guns.
No, I'm not against guns. I'm scared of them.
Is that because you're ignorant to them and you've never used one? Like me, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So yeah, it is a little scary.
It's something that goes bang, it can kill someone. It's a scary situation.
Yeah.
What
Yeah, why don't you like them, Lana?
Me personally, I feel like it's a lot of power in my hand, and I don't like the idea that I can genuinely kill somebody.
Yeah. You can end someone's life, like right there and done. Over.
Right. Because there was an incident that happened not too long ago where like I had went to jail because of a situation, but I was like, it was battery with a deadly weapon, and if I had a gun, it would have been homicide.
Worse, yeah.
Really? You think it would have?
100%.
Were you drunk when that was happening?
No, it was self-defense.
Right.
It was 100% self-defense. My case got dropped and everything. I did go to jail because the detective said I had to for some fucking reason, but the case got dropped within 4 days.
Yeah.
Like everything got dropped was self-defense, but it was with a knife. I stabbed somebody.
Right.
Typical Latina. But if I would have had a gun, I think I would have killed this person.
Right.
So that's what I don't like.
And are you saying that would have fucked with you afterwards, living your life knowing that you had taken someone's life, or you just don't?
Yeah.
That would have messed with you forever.
Yeah. Completely.
You can't take that back.
I can't
You
take
can't.
that. I mean, there was a point where when I had stabbed this person, they passed out. There was no pulse, and for 2 hours, I thought I had killed somebody. And
So you're in jail thinking that you had killed somebody?
yeah,
It messes with you big time.
it fucked my head up until they told me that the person got out of surgery and that they were okay and they weren't stable, but they were in stable condition. At least they were alive, and I'm like, I was so thankful, but for a few hours there, I couldn't forgive myself.
So you felt what it felt like to kill someone without even really killing them.
Yeah.
And that's a horrible feeling, is it?
It changed my attitude completely.
On life?
It changed my attitude completely. Completely. I think I told you this. I'm like, after I went to jail, there was there was like a switch in my head that was like, you need to calm the fuck down. You just need to calm down. It was self-defense, But it could have been worse. You need to calm down. Like there's like arguments. You got me. I don't give in. Okay. I apologize.
Yep. And that's what people don't understand too. Like every situation we get into, at a split second, like maybe a half a second, that could change. That could go from you're having a great day to your life is fucked.
Wow.
And people don't. That's a lot of responsibility on our like. And we have like maybe half a second to respond sometimes. And if I respond half a second too late, now someone's got to go to my house, tell my wife that I'm not coming home.
Oh no.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a lot of stress, and holding that in all the time is, dude.
Fuck, I hope they pay you guys a lot of money, man.
That's a different talk.
Oh, is that a different talk altogether again? Is it? Yeah. I mean, you know,
I don't think you ever get paid enough to put your life on the line for other people.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. Yeah.
And most of us don't do it for the money necessarily, but
what do you do it for?
we'll talk after.
Oh, I love you, John. You're so fucking funny. This is why
from day one, dude, I always tell people, I'm like, you know, if someone says, how do you know, for example, Floyd was like, how do you know Marcus? I'm like, dude.
Say again, who asked how you knew me?
Floyd
Mayweather.
Because you know how he saw us react when you roll up.
No, and I said to Floyd goes to me, how do you know him? I go, that's my guy. He goes, no, it isn't. That's my guy. I said, no, that's my guy. No, he's my guy. I was like, okay.
From day one, you know, you were up, you know, you were in Thunder and you were killing it. Like, you could have been, the first time I met you, you could have been the biggest asshole. You could have been stuck up. You could have been all that shit, but you were the complete opposite of that.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool, and I was still new to Vegas.
Fresh,
I thought that was the coolest thing in the fucking world.
I think you came up to the stage at Thunder, and I came down, and we had a little conversation right there in front of the stage. If I remember correctly, was it? I think that you came to the show with the boys.
No. I think me and remember Andrew, huge, jacked, and so him and I were coming upstairs to get our check. And I think you guys have just finished a show or something like that.
Yeah. And we ended up taking on Malik.
Yeah.
So,
I love that dude.
Yeah.
Love that dude.
No. Yeah, that's it's definitely a different concept of fucking life. You know,
oh, dude, but you've always been the if I ever had a situation, I'd always know. I'm like, fuck, I need to call Marcus. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it.
You know, look, there's certain people that you just naturally love and that you just naturally have a connection with, and you know, you've just been one of those guys, and I've never had any issues with you. As a matter of fact, I know that you've been there for me in some of my dark times. And I've been there as a word of advice for you in some of your dark times as well.
Yep.
And the good thing about it is that we've both prevailed and kind of come out of those. Well, I hope you've come out of those dark situations. You've got a great new wife now. And as you said, she's been the one that's kind of kicked your ass.
Yeah, I need it. I mean,
yeah. No, fuck, so do I.
Well, okay, so let's revisit that for a second. So our personalities are quite different than, you know,
than most people's.
We have no problem saying "fuck you."
Yeah.
Like, get out of my I'm not saying that's the best idea.
Right? No, it isn't.
But I grew up just tell it how it is, because you know what? If you tell it how it is, whether it's good or bad, it skips all the bullshit. It skips everyone from wondering.
I believe that.
Like, oh, maybe did he mean this? Did he like me? Or whatever the case. It's just life's much easier if you just tell it how it is.
Yeah, and most people. The thing is that most people, like they said, is pussy man's. Most men is a pussy man's because they can't.
No,
they can't take it.
They'll curl up, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like,
boo hoo, he called me this, or boo hoo, he called me that.
Get
Yeah,
the
no,
fuck over
I
it,
understand it, and you know, I don't know if it's. You know, you're a tough cunt because you're a cop and do what you do. I'm an Aussie. I don't really let words kind of fucking bother me
Everyone's
anymore.
got talking shit.
Yeah, everyone's always
when it all
talking shit.
comes down to fighting, you know who's going to fight and who's not.
Right, exactly. You know who's going to stand there and fucking back you up from the hill. Yeah, definitely. No, I always call you when I'm having some kind of like, not police drama, but if I need some advice or what do I do about this situation? What do I do about that situation? And John's always the first one to say, do you want me to come around and fuck him up? And I was like, no. But
do you mean to come pay a visit?
No. But so I appreciate that from you because, you know, there's not many ride or die dudes that would fucking do that and say, you know, hey, I'll come and talk to this person if you want.
Nowadays, so many people are so quick to throw people under the bus. Like, oh no, he did it.
Right.
I would have looked at him like, what? I said, wait till I get done with this situation. I'm gonna come fuck you up. Then.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be like one of my best friends, and you know, whatever.
Yeah, your circle of friends kind of fucking gets small and you'll find. How old are you now?
34, man. I'll be 35 this month.
Fuck, how old were you when I met you?
20. 23.
Did you even have pubes back then? I don't think you did.
No.
Jeez, 23. 23. You were 23 when I met you.
Yeah, dude. It's been a while. It's been how long now? Fucking 12 years, something like that.
Well, What are you, 33? 30?
What am I now? 34?
34. So I'm literally 20 years older than you because I turn 54 next birthday.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, look at you. You look fucking great.
It's just the immature mindset. It's the fucking nut job mind. But the nut job is I'm not as crazy as I used to be. Mind you, the reason primarily why I am having this weapon in the house is now because I'm sober too. I don't drink alcohol anymore.
That's awesome.
So I'm like over 2 years sober now. Not a drop, not a touch, not a sniff, not even a fucking lick. And that in turn has given me the I don't want to say
your mind's clear.
Yeah, so I'm not worried that I'm
know.
going to be all fucking drunk and fucking you know what I mean? Because people do that, right?
There was a situation I had a couple years ago, and I kind of like it wasn't alcohol related, but it was something else. And it's like, dude, kind of like what Lana said about you have some situations that'll completely flip your mind. Like, fuck, dude, I better chill out. I better slow the fuck down, or else I'm not going to be doing this anymore. I'm going to be going somewhere else. For a long time.
You can do that. You can pull yourself out of it and say that to yourself.
Well, at that time when I got in my car accident, I had no other choice.
Right.
So, and that's the thing. Like when you get in situations where you have no choice but to be positive and get through it, or say, you know what, or curl up and give up, and then now you're in deep shit.
Yeah, so I suppose the subtext to that is even in times of fucking struggle, you've always got to remain on the positive side of it, because when when you flip it on the other side, it just makes it worse, right?
Yeah, and it's not easy. You know, I mean, you really gotta sit there and think like, okay, what do I want to do in life? Because if you don't, and you just do what your emotions and shit, dude, now you have no life to, move forward with.
You know what's funny? Like you know your mindset and the way that you talk, it reminds me of the fighters that I have in here.
Yeah.
They have that similar kind of mindset as you. It's very, very, and they all have it, being in control of your emotions.
You have to.
Having control of your mind, knowing very, very, very similar. Do you still a fight fan?
Oh yeah, I still box. The thing is a little knot on my eye.
Yeah, I was going to say, your boxing's going good. You're fucking good at it now.
Dude, I look like a stiff.
It looks good on Instagram.
Well, yeah.
With your shirt off, fucking hitting the pads, looking all ripped and shit,
stiff,
sweaty,
though.
with great music in the background.
Of course.
I know, right? You know, I'm wrestling I tore my Achilles. You know that, right?
Yeah.
11 weeks ago.
You were training for a while, weren't you?
I was training for a fight.
I know.
Yeah. And then I had to pull out the second week into camp. I was looking all right too.
Yeah, you're looking good. That's what I was going to say.
As long as I didn't get punched in the bitchy, I'd be all right.
Oh, yeah. It's not fun either.
No. This has been a long time coming, you coming on having a chat. We were going to do this back in the day when I was at the old studio.
Yeah.
Well, hey, things work out for a reason.
Exactly.
I'm glad I got to see you this time around. The way that I normally kind of close things out is that I always ask my guests to tell everybody what's your message. Do you have a message for people? Do you have a message for the world? Do you have a mantra that you say? Do you have a word? Do you have a sentence?
Honestly, it's changed. But to be honest, like I always tell people, and it's kind of similar to what people are saying now. It's like, dude, at the end of the day, it's your life. Whether someone likes it, someone hates it, whatever the case is, it's your life. You do what you want to do, and do what you feel like you should, you're called to do. Because that's where your happiness comes from. You could be doing something that pays $1 million a year, whatever, but if you hate it, you don't want to get up and go to work.
Yeah. So in other words, your life is it's up to you.
Don't listen to other people's bullshit.
It's up to you, right? You have to make your own happiness. It just doesn't come, right?
Yep.
Are you happy?
Oh yeah, dude.
You are?
Stoked.
That's good.
Yeah. And honestly, I was struggling with some stuff too for a while, and bodyguarding was awesome, but man, like you're going all the time. You have no personal life. You have no time for anything.
I remember you'd be like, I'm here for one night and I've got to go fucking back out on the road with Floyd for another week. Yeah. And you were literally home for one night cooking something to eat at home on FaceTime saying, no, I'm here for one night and I'm off again at 4 in the morning.
Oh, dude, you always have I always had a second suitcase packed, ready to go.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
More celebrity bodyguarding in the future?
I love it. I would love to. If I could do that full time, honestly, I just, but it's.
Yeah. How can people find you?
On my Instagram.
Find you on his Instagram.
I'm not on Instagram as much as I probably should be.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for fucking coming on today.
Dude, it's been a long time.
Definitely have to do it again.
For sure.
You reckon
let me know.
You reckon we could get your mate Floyd in?
Ooh.
It might be a hard ask, but hey, if you don't ask, you don't know.
Exactly. I'll ask him. Shit.
Yeah, just say I know this fucking cool cunt, Marcus.
He knows you. He'll know you.
Yeah.
The last time I mentioned your name, he's like, "Oh yeah, the guy from the show." So he'll remember you, dude.
Yeah, well,
The
that's
guy
nice.
looks like Connor.
That's nice to know. That's nice to know. Well, thanks for coming on, John.
course,
and
man. Appreciate it.
and we'll do another one whenever you want. I'm here all the time now,
Let me
man.
know when. I'm here. All right, brother.
Guys, today's episode, we've got a couple of great sponsors I want to mention. Big Shots, Stuffies, Plush. I keep saying Stuffies. They're plushies.
Yeah, plushies.
Big Shots plushies. BigShots.com. Put in MDSL. MDS. Marcus Deegan Show LV. MD. Fuck it out.
You'll get it one
I'll
of
get it
these
one of these days. It's MDSLV and put that code in. You get 10% off. Okay. You can buy any of these. Your husband will love these for Christmas. And of course, RizPharma.com. RizPharma is an online pharmacy. If you don't want to go to the doctor, if you're embarrassed, if you've got anal warts and you've got anal warts and you want to get rid of them and you don't want to go into the doctor and you're thinking, fuck, how do I get rid of these? RizPharma.com. You have a consultation with the doctor right there on the screen. Not as embarrassing. You get all the medication sent to you, and it's easy peasy. And if you go on that and put in the MDS promo code,
There we go.
you get 15% off anything in there. Guys, thank you so much. Once again, I'm trying to boost the YouTube channel. Spotify's killing it. My Instagram's doing really well. Got to boost up that YouTube channel. So I would appreciate it if you just wrote a comment, even if you just wrote, fuck you, Marcus. You can do that. I don't mind. I'm putting out this badass content every week in a great studio with great sound and great lighting and great cameras, and everyone in here is great and great guests. So do me a favor, just like, share, and subscribe. That's all I ask. This is Marcus Deegan for the Marcus Deegan Show podcast. We're out. And that's how you do it.
Oh, great.